Rebbe, that the Rebbe, in his first discourse, communicated all that he was going to teach in Chumash and Tilim, Tanya, and in Rambam, in getting people to study this at the very onset of his being Rebbe. This was already anticipated. I want to tell you a story about the efficacy of following the institutions that the Rebbe established, following those takonis, those ways that the previous Rebbe had hallowed and the Rebbe extended. Following is a story, I have it in a previous video, of the curse of a Lamed Vovnik, of one of the 36 righteous people of this world. In the 1950s, there was a wedding in Jerusalem. Jerusalem weddings were different in those days because there was only one person who would entertain, because they were under the bans of the previous generations of Reb Shmuel Salanter and the Imre Bina, I believe Reb Meir Auerbach, who instituted that in Jerusalem any wedding would only have one player. So there was one player at this wedding, but there were a lot of boys coming from all over to this wedding. The wedding might not have been opulent, but it was well attended because it was the son, Chosin was the son of Reb Chaim Chaikel, the Magid Shir, the main Magid Shir, the Rosh Yeshiva of the Yeshiva Chai Elam. And this Reb Chaim Chaikel was brought to his son's wedding on a stretcher. And when they brought him in on a stretcher, he asked that the music stop and that the people come to him and listen to his story, to what he was about to tell them. His last name was Miletsky, Chaim Chaikel Miletsky, the Rosh Yeshiva of Chai Elam. And everybody in Jerusalem loved him because he was a beloved teacher, devoted to his children, a great scholar, suffered a lot in his life. And Chaim Chaikel Miletsky began by telling them today he can't walk. He's brought in a bed, in a cot, and he just was at the doctor's, and the doctors told him they'll have to amputate his feet. And he said the reason why he will lose his feet is because he did not listen to a tzaddik nister, to one of the hidden saints. And he began his story thusly. We were about 40 boys, studying in the city of Stuchin, in a yeshiva outside of the city, outside of the outskirts of the city. And we would study diligently, day and night. No one from the town would visit on a regular basis, except for one strange person, whom everyone in town, and ourselves included, called Iter the Shikr, Iter the drunkard. Iter would spend most of his time sleeping under the tables, under one of the tables of the yeshiva. When he would be sober and sit, he would have this little bag with a pint of whiskey, and from time to time would take a nip, and then he would smile. And because of that behavior, we all assumed Iter was just a regular drunk who loved being around the boys who treated him nicely. One Thursday night, it was a very cold and rainy evening, late at night, a man comes into the yeshiva and says, "Boys, please, quick, help me. My horse which was pulling my wagon, fell off the road because it's so slippery, turned over, and is being strangled by the reins. Come, help me save my horse. A question arose among the students if they were allowed to go help this man. Of course, the person was needed help, but they were engaged in the commandment of studying Torah, which precluded them from doing any other mitzvahs, unless there was no one else who could do so. So they told him, Rebbe Yid, go outside and see if you can't get from some of the householders who live around the yeshiva. Where am I going to find them? Well, go and find. Meantime, it became a tumult. All the boys were gathered around, and Iter also got up and said, boys, what's going on? And when they told him what's going on, Iter said, but of course you're going to go. If you don't go now, God forbid, who says you'll be able to walk later? You must go help this man. To which I, Chaim Chaikel, said to Iter, looked at him in the eye and said, Iter, have you become a posek? Have you become a decider of Jewish law? And Iter became silent. The man went out, tried for 15-20 minutes to find someone, to no avail, came out back and says, please, boys, save my horse. No one else is getting up. Reluctantly, we closed our books and we went out to try to help the man, but it was too late. The horse had died. The next morning, Iter came to the yeshiva and asked for me. Where is Chaim Chaikel? Where is Chaim Chaikel? One of the boys said to me, Iter's looking for you. So I went over to Iter and I said, yes, Rebbe Iter, what can I do for you? Chaim Chaikel, I need a favor from you. I am going home now, and tonight I'm going to die. I don't want to die alone. I want you to go there and be there. So as soon as you can in the afternoon, come to my home and be with me. Iter, don't say those silly things. Nobody knows when they're going to die. Chaim Chaikel, I'm serious. Tonight I'm going to die. I don't want to die alone. Be there. Come in the afternoon, Seder. I thought about it a lot. He left. And I thought to myself, the man is out of his mind. But, on the other hand, what would it hurt if I went there? I could humor him. I could take my Gemara and go there and study. Gemara is a Talmud, is a tractate, is a book of the Talmud. So I went. I was told that his house was at the other edge of town, and that I would find it because it was unlike any other house. Sure enough, the other edge of town, the houses became less and less livable, more and more dilapidated, and finally I got to the shack, if you could call it even that, of Iter the